In the year 2001, she was named the IAAF Athlete of the Year. Shortly thereafter, the Chicago Tribune hailed her as the greatest female marathoner of all time. We live out loud with Catherine the Great. That's Catherine Ndereba. Next. Hello and welcome to Sheila Lives Out Loud. My name is Sheila Mwanyika. I'm so glad you found this channel. Please click subscribe, hit notifications. That way you never miss an episode when we upload. And we are at the waterfront, Karen. Ta-da! East Africa's premier retail and lifestyle destination. Set up shop with the likes of local and international brands at a leading retail space. It's all good, it's all popping. Come out and enjoy. And joining me for a conversation right out here on the lawns at the waterfront, Karen, is the one, the only Catherine the Great. Hi, Catherine Ndereba.
Hi, how are you?
It is such a pleasure. It's such an honor to finally meet you.
Yes.
I can I get a hug?
Oh, why not? Oh, great to meet you.
This way my mom will know I really did meet Catherine
Oh,
Ndereba.
nice.
And
That's nice.
she knows who I am.
Yes.
You know, nowadays in Kenya we've been told lazima ujue watu.
Exactly.
Pia mimi najua watu. But
Alafu.
thank you for joining me. It's
You're most
such an
welcome.
honor.
Thank you.
And I cannot wait to learn more about you.
Yes.
And let's start by, taking a walk together.
Thank you.
And talk about where it all began for you, because there's a reason they call you Catherine the Great.
Yes.
When we think about the world's greatest female marathoner of all time,
Yes.
the Chicago Tribune said it's you.
It is me.
So
yes.
let's talk about where it all began. Did you know you were going to be a marathon runner?
First of all, I would like to say that I never knew that I'm going to be great as I am. And I really thank God for that, because this is just something that God knew from the beginning of the world, because He's the giver of the talents and gifts. And I thank Him that He given me the learning gift.
That He's given you.
Yes.
So how did you identify it? Or was it somebody who spotted it in you and
For
said,
Lil,
this is
it all started when I was in primary school at age 12, when I was in upper classes. Started when I was in class 5.
Right.
And when I was class 4, well, I used to like learning cross country. And before I get to know that I'm a good athlete, we could be asked by the teacher to get out on the field, during PE time. And I was so competitive. I really wanted to beat the boys. Yeah. None of the boys in my class could ever beat me. That was me.
Yay!
And from there, when it comes to a season of cross country, I could just learn. And may I tell you something?
Yeah.
I always used to beat the upper classes girls.
As well.
As a class 4 student, I used to beat the rest of the female.
So it was there from an early age.
From an early age.
You couldn't hide it.
Yes, I could not hide it. When I get to class 5,
Yeah.
I started representing my school in the school championships. And it went on and on. After primary school, I get to secondary school. I joined the Gorano Secondary School.
Yeah.
And from Gorano Secondary School, I just did my Form 4. I seated for my KCSE in 1993. And like then, I started now learning continuously. Like I could do training every day and all that. Though I didn't know that there is anywhere else someone can be able to run apart from being in school.
Other than school?
Yes. So
cool.
even by the time I finished my KCSE, I got so worried because I didn't know what to do next.
Yeah.
And I just, as any other kid, normally have their mindset like, oh, I'm gonna get to join the university or a certain college. Myself, I just got worried about where am I going to run to.
Yeah.
And I decided like I'm gonna go back to school.
Yeah.
Go back to like 2 years back. I start from Form 3 again. Then I get to Form 4, thinking that
Just
maybe
so you can keep running.
Yeah, so that I can keep on learning. And I thought like maybe by doing so, the thirst that I had about running would be quenched.
But it
Little did I know it was just starting. And right then, I just remembered when I was just doing my learning, after the KCSE, I just remembered I met a coach in one of the secondary schools championship by name Loga. And the guy came from Nyeri, and I wrote him a letter. It was those times, there was no phones and all that stuff. So I sent him a letter, and he answered me, and then he said, well, feel welcome to my camp. You can join us and, you know, get trained with us. So that's what I did. So after high school, I just stayed in my mom's house for 17 days. And then I packed and I left to Mr. Loga's place. And that's where I started now doing the training for each and every day.
Fantastic.
Then from there, during that year, I was able to make the cross-country team come in 1994. I made the team for the national championships, and we end up going to Kigali for residential training. And the team that year was going to Budapest, Hungary. That is where the World Cross Country was being held. Fortunately or unfortunately, I never made it to the World Cross Country because the coach then felt like Catherine doesn't have a lot of experience. So I got dropped from the team. Something that was really heartbreaking.
I can only imagine. You probably didn't sleep that night.
Oh
when you
my
found
God,
out.
I really cried. I really cried, and I cursed everything, and I was like, oh my God, why did this happen to me? And I thought like it was like, so it was like a heaven on the world, but yet somebody has come all of a sudden and it's like kind of chatting my dream. And I was like, okay, fine. So I took it, you know, right away. I went back to school. I remember that very day that I got dropped was the day that I went back home, and that's the day I went to school and collect my, you know,
your
my
leaving certificate.
Not even my leaving certificate, my results.
Oh,
yeah.
So you hadn't even taken the KCSE results?
No.
Okay.
I just got a chance of meeting my headmaster at our town in Karatina, and he said, as a way of consoling me because I was so sad, we passed through the school and he gave me the result slip. And I was happy with my grade.
Okay.
I scored a C minus, of which I am really proud of it, up to date, because I went to a school whereby, the schools, it was a Harambe. I don't know how to call them.
They're not. They don't have everything.
They don't have everything, and you know.
You make something with what you have.
Yes. And I'm telling you, before my year, the other years, nobody had ever scored the C.
So you'd already broken the barriers there.
Yeah, I'm telling
with
you.
The C minus.
Yeah. I was in the same class with another girl who came to a school to repeat for Form 4. She got a C and I got a C minus.
Right.
So it was a mark. We really set a mark for the school that year.
Okay. Now, joining the Kenya prisons, how did that happen?
Right after being dropped from the cross-country team, I just met with a coach from the Kenya prison by name Mwaniki and Mr. Musonyi. They used to work at Kingongo. So now, when I met them, they had been, you know, looking at me and all that, and they noticed that I have a lot of potential. And they really asked me to come and join them and, you know, keep on training with them. And they said, are you enrolled anywhere? And I said, I'm not enrolled, I don't have a job, and I don't have that. I don't have anything. And they said, well, if you come to us, you know, sometimes we normally get, you know, to enroll people. And probably this year, we are going to enroll at about maybe after the championships. So when they were having their track and field, I went for the championship and I represented Central Region. And as I was competing in those championships, guess what? I got my day because I got a chance of beating a world gold medalist for the cross country.
Really?
Yes, in the 3,000 meters. Wow. And that's how I started. So just right from that win, the head of the prisons, his name is, he was a former commissioner by name Mr. Opokoit. He asked, who is that you know, officer who have just learned and win that race, and she has managed to beat a world record holder? They said, well, she's not an officer, she's a civilian. she's somebody who is looking for a job. And he said, wow, this is the right person to get enrolled in the Kenya prisons.
And tell me, just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. And that's how I got the job. So when they started enrolling, a signal was sent to Nyeri, and I was called. I was brought up with my dad to his office, and I got a letter to join the college.
And you signed the line.
I just signed the letter, and I joined the college, and I seated at Ruiru Prison College for initial course for 7 months.
And then you went on to win the Boston Marathon.
Yes.
Not once.
Not once.
Not twice.
Yes.
Not 3 times.
Yes.
4 times.
4 times.
What was going on, madam?
Well, now, after getting dropped from the cross-country team, of where I thought like, this is now where I'm going to make my day, I tried cross-country for first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. I said enough is enough.
This is not happening.
I got dropped in the year 1999. And in the year 1999, it was like 2 years after I had my baby.
Right.
And it was too painful because I left my baby behind with my husband and a house girl. And I went to Kigali for training.
So you could train,
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, when I got dropped from the team, it was too painful for me. And I just decided, why should I keep on trying something that is not getting anywhere? So I thought of like, I'm going to switch the distance. And now, I didn't have a choice. When I called my manager, she said, Catherine, you know what? No place has got a budget for you because you took too long saying that you're going for the World Cross Country, so nobody has any budget for you. And she said, it's only the marathons. So I said, well, if that's the marathon, I'm going to go to Boston. How are you going to go to Boston?
You didn't just decide a small marathon.
No, I just said, yes, I knew that by that season it was only London and Boston. And since I knew Boston because I used to do some road races in Boston, I just decided now this is where I'm going to go. Boston.
Come on and buy it.
Yeah, I was sure Boston will have a budget for me.
Right.
And I said, that's fine. And you know what?
Yeah.
The year back in 1998, when I did my 10-kilometer race in Boston, I had a friend by name Fred Tressler.
Right.
And he offered to show me the Boston Marathon course.
Oh, so you could see.
Just like that.
This is going to be your Mapambano. So
little did I know that's where I'm going to go next.
Wow.
So now I just decided, I said, yes, I'm going to come to Boston Marathon. Yes, they take a budget for me, and they said, since we don't have money and you haven't, been able to run a marathon, we can't give you any appearance money. But in case you're going to come and do good, finish at the top 10,
right,
or like so.
Not even at the top, just top 10.
Yes, you finish. At least we'll have 10,000. We'll have at least $10,000 for you.
Wow.
And believe you me, by then I had not made such kind of an amount of money in one race. So I just decided, yes, this is where I'm going to go.
Yes.
And since I, at the back of my mind, I used to tell myself like, in the cross country, the coaches were very demoralizing because they said that, the way I ran, I'm sure you watch the way I learn, my style of learning. They said they made this kind of a comment that is very discouraging. They said that Catherine doesn't lift her legs when she learns, so she's not a good learner for the cross country. And that's why I decided, let me just go for the marathon since nobody cares.
Maybe you have the stride for the marathon.
Yes,
just go try.
I didn't know, but I just decided maybe this race, because it is too long, nobody cares how you learn, how you lift your legs, what time you're gonna finish with.
Just go.
Just go. And I said, that's it.
Yeah.
So I trained, but let me tell you, my sister, I learned something.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see like I'm well prepared, but I wasn't prepared psychologically. So in anything that you decide to do, make sure it starts from here. If it doesn't start from here, believe you me, you're gonna have some hinges somewhere. So I got up and I went to Boston, thinking like I have done enough for it. I didn't know what to expect. I did my race. I went to the starting point in
Right.
the morning.
Right.
And I was accompanied with my husband, my manager, and her husband,
Yeah.
who was my therapist and my coach. And I'm telling you, I started very well, and I was feeling so energetic and very good. At 10 kilometers was good, half marathon I was good, and I was feeling great.
Strong.
I was with this lady from Ethiopia. She was the defending champion.
Yeah.
Her name is Fatuma Lomba.
Yeah.
And as we kept on running, feeling strong, I was like, I remember very well passing the Boston University. And there is a lot of energy coming from that school, because you find all the students lining up on the along the road and cheering. So by the time you're passing there, you just feel like you're flying. So my dear, I just ran as I could. At 30 kilometer 35, Fatuma Roba started changing her gear. And I was like,
you are not
the
ready.
race now, the race now had started catching up with me.
Yeah.
The lactic acid building up and all that. And I kept on telling myself, now, the way we are running together like this, the time you are going to see the finish line, this lady,
you won't see her. Yes.
not her. She
oh,
will see. I'm going to show her
you will
dust.
show her.
I'll show her dust. Little did I know, at 40 kilometers, I had to stop. My dear, everything, my car,
everything shut down.
Everything shut down, and it's like my car was out of gas.
Everything wants to move. The tires are ready, but
I'm
there's no
telling
gas.
you, I stopped. I took some water.
Yeah.
And I heard some voices calling me. There was this Kenyan guy who was seated along the road. He stopped from the race. And guess who he was? Moses Tanui.
No!
He said, Catherine, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. And I was like, Lily, is he serious?
There's no gas.
He's sitting down, feeling good, yet he doesn't want me to stop.
Yes.
Okay, fine. I didn't stop. I just decided to keep on moving. But let me tell you, it was the worst experience I have ever had, because the lactic acid built up, and even to lift my legs like this,
They felt like stones.
oh my God, it's like I was lifting some iron. But anyway, I tried as much as I could, and by the time I stopped, I was number 2.
Yeah.
So the rest of the group
Has caught up and left you
started
even.
passing me like this, like this, like this. Number 2 passed, number 3 passed, number 4 passed, number 5. When I was number 5, the number 5 just passed me
Yeah.
light at the finish line like this.
Oh.
I didn't have energy even to do like this, just to pass before her. And I ended up number 6.
Number 6. But you were
But
still in the
let
top
me tell
10.
you, I was just aiming, not even number 10 or number anything.
Yeah.
I was just aiming to finish the race.
Right.
Just to have the feeling of the
Of
distance.
finishing the race.
Of finishing the distance.
Yeah.
And guess what? When I stopped and I looked at my watch, I just felt like I did the best I could. I shocked myself. And I was like, Lily, I finished the distance at the 2 hours and 35 minutes.
I'm coming back.
This is amazing. I finished my race in 2 hours, 28 minutes and 27 seconds.
Right.
Wonderful.
incredible. That's incredible.
That made me feel like I was the winner of the race.
Yeah.
Regardless of the pains and every kind of, challenge that I went through. When I came back home, I came back very sharp and very clever than I went. So I knew that everything starts from the mind. I have to have a mindset that this is what I want to do, and that's really what drives your training. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 marathons.
So now I went back there in the year 2000. I won the race, and I improved my time by a minute.
Right.
And when I went for the 3rd year, I won again, and I improved my personal best by 5 minutes.
You were just getting better and
Better and better.
when we think about elite athletes who are ladies, women, you know, motherhood also comes with its own challenges.
Exactly.
It comes with its own responsibilities.
Yes.
And as a world, we have watched Serena, you know, with her baby and
Yes.
reinventing. But you already had a baby. And you went back to this marathon world. And it wasn't just Boston where you went and showed people stars 4 times. There was also the Chicago Marathon.
Yes.
You know, being a woman in the world, anywhere in the world today,
Yes.
you're swimming upstream. It's not easy for you as a woman.
Yes.
But you can still push yourself. You can still be even greater. Being a mother doesn't mean you become less.
No,
In
no.
fact, it means you become stronger.
You become stronger and stronger because first of all, for me, I can tell you, you know, being a mother, give me a lot of energy. When I look back, I see like, it's not like when I was learning just as Catherine Ndereba.
Yeah.
Now I have somebody who is depending on me. I have somebody that I am carrying their life. So I have to do what I can to make their life better.
Looking at your reinvention, because again, the athletics career is not for a very long period of time.
Yes.
You chose to retire at the age of 41. And it wasn't because of injuries.
No, let me tell you something.
Or was it because of
It
injuries?
wasn't my decision.
Right.
I really wanted to retire at 45.
Okay.
But, you know, nature, you know, we accept whatever it brings.
Yeah.
You know, I got injured in the year 2012. I got torn ligament around my ankle, and I had a threatening stress fracture. So when it healed, I started running again. And fortunately or unfortunately, right after the marathon that I went in Japan, I thought that I'm completely healed, but it wasn't. It started once more, it recurred. After 2 weeks, I got attacked by thugs.
Oh no.
So when they came to my house, they made me run downstairs when they were going out, and I missed one of the steps. I stepped in a very funny way, and since then,
The leg just...
the leg just said enough is enough. And I said, that's fine, that's fine. You know, I love running, it is in my heart. I have a passion for it, but my body cannot take it anymore.
Yeah.
But I am so grateful. I don't regret for anything. I am so contented, and I just thank God for what He enabled me to do and for what He enabled me to achieve.
Right.
Yes.
This is so beautiful to listen to you speak.
Yeah.
And I'm here thinking, looking back, it is a beautiful career.
Yes.
It is an incredible work that you have left
True.
and set aside for all of Kenya, for all of the world, for athletes,
Yeah.
no matter what country you've
Yes.
come from. You know, when I meet people who run marathons,
Yes.
I feel I'm standing in the presence of the most fearless human beings. Because there is nothing like a marathon to tell you who you are and what you're made of.
Yes.
Is there anything you fear? Because I think you're just the most fearless person I know. Is there anything you fear? And that's one question. And the second is, when you look back, what was the most difficult race of your life? The one that you looked at and you thought, but you still went there and did it.
The most thing that I fear
Yeah.
is going to hell. It's going to hell.
Right.
If there is anything I can do while I'm in this life that will make me lad into heaven, that's all I want to do.
Right.
Yes, because when I read the Bible, it tells me when you get to hell,
Yeah. It's
there
not a
is
pretty
this
place.
furnace that will never stop.
Right.
So I don't want to go to hell. And it is my prayer that may God help me to lead a life that will enable me to get to heaven. Yes.
And the
Whereby
toughest.
I'm going to rejoice with my Creator and
run
my
some
Savior.
more without feeling
yes,
pain.
Yes.
But what about the most difficult,
Yes.
you know, race of your life? Which one would that be?
The most difficult race, oh my God, there was this marathon. I believe it was 2004, I think. It was really hot and it was humid. And as I did this race, I remember as I finished the race, I can't remember whether it was Beijing or I think it was 2004 in Athens. It was really hot. By the time I finished, I went there, I was coming back from an injury. I had a hamstring, and it wasn't like 100% healed. But when I talked to my doctor and my therapist, and they said, well, Catherine, you can do it. It is like 80% healed. Yeah. So you can hang on there and you can go and get those girls.
Right.
And I believe it. I believed it.
Yeah.
Because me, when my coach could say something, I could also believe it because I know what I have done for it. I have done the training and everything. So as I was telling you, everything starts from here. So my mind was set. Though my physical was not there, not there 100%. So as I was learning, I was really careful, you know, listening to my body, like what's going to happen, what's going to happen. So there was a certain level that I could not push my body up to, because I just wanted to push my body up to a certain level whereby it is going to carry me. Yes, it is going to carry me all the way to the end and lead to the medal bracket.
Right.
And that was me. Yeah. And I thank God that I was able to get the silver medal. And it was the first silver medal for Kenya in the Olympics.
In the Olympics, yes.
The marathon, the Olympic marathon.
Right.
Yes.
Fantastic. Catherine, I could speak to you all day.
Yes.
You know, when you're in the presence of greatness,
yes,
learn, listen, pay attention.
True.
And I do not want this conversation to end, but I must release you because you are a woman with many things to do.
Yes, yes.
And in as much as you no longer, you know, run professionally,
yes,
you're still serving the country in the Kenya prisons. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yes.
As we wind up, what do you do?
Right now, I'm holding an office of sports coordinator in the Kenya prisons, and having a rank of an assistant commissioner of prisons, and I'm coordinating sports in the Kenya prisons and serving as a mentor, because I want to see those future athletes, those future sportsmen and women who just hit the mark where I got, and you know, even go further, because my dream is that we get more Catherine Nderebas in the Kenya prisons and also in the country.
Yeah.
Yes.
And why not? And why not? Anything is possible.
It is.
Thank you so much for catching up with us in this episode. If her story has inspired you, please, please share. Give us a comment, drop us a comment. We're definitely going to share them with her. The greatest female marathoner of all time. How you like me now? When I tell you I live out loud, I'm not lying. And it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you and to walk with you right here at the waterfront, Karen, East Africa's premier lifestyle and retail destination. Come out and enjoy a great day. Check out local and international brands. They've all set up shop right here at the waterfront, Karen. The eateries are world class. And then there's this pitch and lawn and jogging track. Maybe as the next Catherine Ndereba, this is where you could be doing your training. Training. Did you see how we were training? Training. All right, we're signing out now with more training. Until our next episode, live out loud in all that you do. Madam, you know now I'm ready to now run and I'm feeling inspired. Yes.
Bye.